Welcome to Judge of Ghana TV. Akwa Baba, Judge of Ghana TV so.
And it doesn't matter how big the United Party becomes. It doesn't matter whether the United Party wins elections or not. A huge seismic shift has occurred in Ghanaian politics. You see, if you want to understand what has happened, you need to go back to 1951 and look at elections in Ghana from 1951 up to 2024. And if you do that analysis, it will tell you the magnitude of what has happened. First, the first most important consideration is that the Dankwa Buzia Dombo tradition, the very first time it won elections which could be described as free and fair throughout our history was in the year 2000. And the records are clear. It won elections in 1969. But to do that, they had to ban the Convention People's Party. Now, to win the 2000 elections, mind you, you have to appreciate the fact that President Kufuor went out of his way to create a coalition of forces, different forces, to be able to win the 2000 elections. As a matter of fact, he built or contributed to building the Great Alliance, which is an alliance of Nkrumahs and Dankwa Buzia traditionalists and so on, to be able to win the 2000 elections. Okay. Now, later on, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo also won elections. But the point is that you need to look at the history of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, by 1966, was a card-bearing member of the Convention People's Party. Indeed, he was more than a card-bearing member of the Convention People's Party. He belonged to the most radical left wing of the Convention People's Party. So it was that when he was contesting elections, many people on the left of Ghanaian politics saw him as one of them. You understand? He was not seen as a typical Dankwa Buzia Dombo candidate. He was seen as a candidate in the middle, a candidate who was going to bring together different forces and so on. And this is a fact. Now, unfortunately, after winning elections, he then went on a bench deliberately to discredit Nkrumah, to promote his uncles who played a role in Ghanaian history and so on. What was the result? What was the result? The result was the devastating defeat that the New Patriotic Party endured in the 2024 elections.
In 2040, no. We are saying that should Ghanaians give us power 2028 or 2032?
Okay.
These two elections, should Ghanaians give us power by 2040 or turn the country around?
Are you picking this based on the numbers that the founder, right? The founder of the party got from the 2024 election? Does it give you a notion that it is possible?
Why not? You see, if you are politically inclined in this country, we know how people rig elections in this country. We know. Every election year, there is a rigging.
You know
At
that.
least-
You know that for a fact.
Haven't we been to Supreme Court for twice?
Okay.
NPP took NDC to Supreme Court. NDC took NPP to Supreme Court on 2 occasions. They were alleging rigging. Now, why did we get that number? Over 90% of our agents across the country were denying accreditation to be at the polling station. What do you think?
In the 2024 election.
I am telling you this. We wrote a letter, officially wrote letters to the various electoral commissions offices. We gave it to our agents, they said it there. That's what we do. They went there and then they were rejecting it. First, they said, they want the flag bearer himself to sign. We signed. Still, they rejected it. So our agents were not given accreditation to monitor the elections are there. So if they are counting and then you are not there, and someone should.
So not a single. I said
person. Over 90%.
Over 90. Okay, sorry, I didn't get that.
Over 90%. 90% of 40,000 polling stations. Do you think it's more? Are you getting it?
Wow.
So that's why some polling stations, you go there and how can we do that? And a politician openly, I don't want to mention the name, that for Alan's Desen will count all for one particular. I don't want to mention it because I don't want to.
We don't want to get into other. Yeah.
Are you getting it? Saying that about 2 clear months before the elections, and you think the number that you got is just that. Let me give you one example. During the super delegates, when Alan was contesting in NPP, they started, Kennedy Grah will beat you. Kennedy Grah will beat you. Are you getting it? Because that time, they've picked information that whoever becomes first, all the rest will just, second.
Yeah.
In addition, all the rest will just join. So that will be 2 race. Listen, when they pick that information, they form a separate team. So they come to you, they know that you there, Obaumia, you don't want to see or hear the name, then that team will come as a Kennedy. Without even Kennedy knowing. Then they will give you heavy that, we are from Kennedy, this and that. So they change you. Are you getting it? That was the strategy just to beat Alan in the super delegates. Now, before the general election, you see the NPP saying, even Chada will beat you. Chada will beat you. Didn't you hear that?
Oh, yes.
So I've given you the clue how we got that number.
Then I want to ask about your position as director of field operations.
Yes.
Because some of these things you're saying
Yes.
that you know the grounds.
Yes.
And you know how it works. We'll get to that. But some also say, I've read on socials, some say that it is going to be a party for disgruntled NPP members.
They have the liberty to say that.
Is that true?
At the end of the game, that's why they will see the UP proper. Are you getting it? Look at our interim national chairman, Boniface. Someone who will be able to win MP seats in 2 different regions. Someone who has handled more ministries than any other person in MPP. Someone who is a Zongo boy, he understands whatever. A pure, pious Muslim. You underrate him. MPP was getting a Muslim vote because of Boniface. It's a fact.
Boniface Sadiq.
Yeah, it's a fact. Are you getting it? And that person is saying that this is what we are going to do, and then you say it's what this grantor. No problem. We are
you were.
Yes. He
was. Alan was. I'm talking about those who joined. The reason why people are saying that it's a party for.
You see, Alan resigned willingly, honorably. Resigned from MPP.
Because he wasn't happy about certain things.
He has resigned.
Okay.
Are you getting it? Some of us, seeing Alan as an honest person, who can lead this country to where we want to be, we decided to support him. And they say once we are supporting him, then we forfeited our membership. And then they push us out. We are not worried at all. Are you getting it? Me, they know. I will not sit here and brag. When it comes to grants work, they know what I can do. Are you getting it? So we are not going to sleep. We are not going to sleep. And we'll make sure that Ghanaians believe us in whatever we are saying.
Kindly go to www.kofi.com/Kotra. Download these two free ebooks. The first ebook is on 365 days of leadership daily devotional. And the other book is on corruption. Corruption in the 54 countries of Africa.
To be very objective, I would say that they are making an effort. They are trying. It is clear that there's the political will to get things done. But unfortunately, they have not been able to articulate a comprehensive and I would say
Strategy.
Results-oriented strategy and policy framework. You know, the things that they are doing are not entirely consistent. And for me, I feel that they should look at my 10-point plan and agenda to stop Galamsey. That's I've talked about this. I've put this out in the media as part of the
GTP.
by the GTP, you know. And if you look at the GTP, it speaks very much to what we need to do about stopping Galamsey. And of course, I know it's not all about this topic, but I hope that we can do a follow-up interview just specifically on Galamsey. The government has the will to try and get something done, but it's not going far enough. And I think it's such a serious matter that the government must really now come to terms with how they can decisively deal with it. So the position that they put in place some measures and they need to give that some time to work. I don't think that is a way.
In your 10-point plan, you said there should be a ban, etc. Do you think?
Yes.
Do you think that should be done in tandem with putting in place a state of emergency?
Well, because my worry has been, what is the state of emergency? You know, what is the state of emergency? But our proposal is that the nature and character of Galamsey makes it very difficult to distinguish between legal small-scale mining and illegal small-scale mining. That's the problem. So when you impose a total ban and enforce that ban within a period of 1 year, this matter is so serious that I can't even believe that this proposal is not being
The 10-point plan.
Yes, the 10-point plan. So you
suspend any certificate of urgency.
Yes.
Remove all small-scale and community mining licenses.
Yes, because you see, when you put a ban, and I said a ban for 1 year, at least for 1 year, it means that the issue of having small-scale mining does not arise. I don't know whether that is the same thing as state of emergency, but as for state of emergency, it can mean so many things. But imposing a ban is imposing a ban. So basically, it is not allowed for a period of 1 year. And within that period of 1 year, it means that all the licenses that are given, of course, those don't have license, they don't even have a basis to be doing what they are doing. But then even those with licenses, we during that period of the ban, we ensure that we audit those licenses and then make sure that before the end of the ban, that those who have been able to use their licenses properly are the ones who would emerge. And within that 1 year period, we restore all the water bodies. So it's not that you are just imposing a ban for the sake of imposing a ban. You restore all the water bodies within a period of 1. There's technology can easily be done. Now, can you imagine? Now the argument is about chemicalization. Ghanaians, we are becoming a NATO country. No action, talk only. Why are we fighting about terminology? During the period of the ban, we have to make sure that we restore all the water bodies. And during the period of the ban, we also have to reclaim all the lands. Do you know how much those who do galamsey, the young people, do you know how much they earn? 200 cedis a day. The people who are benefiting from galamsey, how many are they? You get me? So the other component of the 10-point plan is that during that period of the ban, we make sure that all the young people who are currently engaged on mining sites, we now create entities. That's different from cooperative mining. Cooperative by nature is still doing small scale. But in this case, you create corporate entities, companies for those young people. And then those great entities now are given medium-sized to organize medium-sized, So that's basically what it is.
Many people of today, as the young people of today, don't know that it's because of you, through the Presidential Special Initiative, that we're able to wear African print and kaftans, even on TV, days apart from Friday. Because initially it was Friday, transitioned to the other days, and then now we can even come on Monday and wear them.
But even the designation of that initiative as Friday was strategic, because this was the first time I'd gone to cabinet and I asked cabinet to make it a national policy that we should wear Friday every Friday. But it was an entry point strategy, because if you said every day, then obviously people will resist it. But then you have seen how effective it has been. It has given business not just to our tailors and sisters, but also to the textile companies. But in Ghana, we don't celebrate success. And you rightly pointed out that many people don't even give me credit.
Because I was just about to ask a question about what do you make of the 24-hour economic policy and plan that has been outlawed? Of course, it has to be progressively introduced in such a way that the market organically picks up to be able to create the demand for it. And then how could it have been better implemented? Because we had 1D, 1F, which you supervise, I'm told.
Yes. No, you see, the principle behind the 24-hour economic policy is sound, because all you are saying is that you want an economy, whether it's in the service sector or in the manufacturing sector or that generally speaking are operating throughout the day. Now, the principle is good, but it is what is the implementation modalities for that? So just talking about it is one thing, and making it happen is another thing. So what I would have expected the government to do, if they were primed to continue and take off from where the previous administration left, is to say that the previous administration had 1 district, 1 factory, which was apolitical. It didn't matter whether you were NPP or NDC. And at least at the time I was leaving, we had almost 300 companies that had benefited from the 1 district, 1 factory, using government support incentives. So it will only have made sense that this government would have said that, look, one district, one factory companies are the first candidates for the 24-hour economy. What do you need each of these one you have government to make you run 24 hours? That is all. It's not a complicated matter. And so if a particular company needs more raw materials, that's what you provide. If they need additional equipment, because government has already invested in, remember, the 1D1F companies were not state enterprise. And this is another, I think, misconception. These are private companies. People who have borrowed money and government has supported them. So now a new government comes, you want to help companies to run 24 hours. You have companies there. So that should have been, rather than canceling the 1D1F program. But it's not too late.
I think they've just metamorphosed it into another entity being supervised differently.
Yeah,
that could trickle into the 24-hour policy.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the 24-hour economy policy document itself has some good elements. I mean, there's no doubt about that, you know. But what I'm saying is that it is the implementation that is the important thing. And if you had started with the 1D1F as the basis for it, you would have gotten more traction.
But you know that the economy, we went to the IMF, we're debt-ridden so far, and so you say that the government is doing well or not on the economy. What will be your rating? What will be your own assessment so far? The dollar is against the city.
You see, there are several elements in economic management that one would have to consider. Okay. So if you look at, let's say, the currency, I would say to a large extent, what they've done is to be appreciated. There's no doubt about that. At least you can see synergy, policy consistency between Ministry of Finance, that's on the fiscal side, and the monetary side. At least you can see an effort, you know, and that's to be commended. But the point is, how do you sustain that? How do you sustain that? But number two, if you are looking at it from the point of revenue mobilization, then you can see that there is no evidence that much has been done in that area. I'm sure they are working on it, but then as of now, there has to be clear evidence that we are optimizing revenue. In terms of rationalizing public expenditure, I think they've made some good progress. I mean, trying to cut down on government expenditure, lean government, and so I think where the current government can do better, it's in the area of industrial development.
Know that you don't know what you got till it's gone.